And we're live. So, Manchester United 2, Nottingham Forest 0. United into the cup final at long last. Very, very good professional performance tonight from Manchester United. We went strong in this match and Erik ten Hag was absolutely right to go for that. The standards didn't slip. United went for this match. We won 2-0. Wasn't the best match. United could have played better. We should have had penalties. Referee absolutely shocking in this match, but we're through into the final 5-0 on aggregate. You can't get asked for much more than that. So overall, a very, very good result, very professional performance, and it's good to see United pick up another win. 2-0 tonight, of course. Goal scorers Anthony Martial and Fred, two players who have had their struggles at times this season, Martial especially with fitness, but it's good to see him back. Good to see Rashford getting an assist tonight. And the big talking point, of course, Jadon Sancho is back for Manchester United. And he came on, he played in the number 10 position tonight. I feel like, as the commentators said, that it was to get him more involved with the game, to get him more on the ball, get the ball into him, let him warm up, feel his way into the game. And for me, it was the right decision. It was a good decision from Ten Hag, and I'm definitely very, very happy to see Jadon Sancho back. It's something we talked about a lot in the preview, was Sancho coming back, more attacking options, and hopefully if we can have him come back with a similar impact to what Marcus Rashford has had this season, what a player we have in our hands. We know the talent is there. We know the level of performance we get out of Jadon Sancho. We've seen him at Dortmund. We've seen flashes of it at United. It's time to see it now on a consistent basis at Manchester United. He's gone away. He's worked on his mental health, his physical health. He has come back in. He has worked hard. He has trained hard. And it is good to see Jadon Sancho back in that Manchester United team. And very, very positive for me. Really is good to see him back. Obviously, everybody was wishing him well when he went away for his break. He wasn't involved in the friendlies over the Christmas period. Sancho went to Holland by himself. He worked individually on a one-to-one basis with a professional coach and with a therapist. And he came back. He looks strong. He looks fit. He looks very fit. He looked in really, really good shape tonight. He looked quick. He looked eager. He looked nimble. And he looked like he wanted the ball. And that's something very, very positive. That second goal doesn't come without Sancho's involvement, in my opinion. And his overall game tonight was quite good. With a bit more luck and a bit more of a final ball, United could have had more goals tonight. But let's get the first question of the night into the chat then. So, who was your man of the match in this match? A lot of professional performances, no real standouts. I think Alejandro Garnacho had a very positive match. He really did have Nico Williams on toast all night. He looked so good when he got on the ball. It's just the end product missing with Garnacho. But the kid is only 18. That will come in time with more consistency, more game time. It's just good to have him on the pitch, picking up minutes, developing more as a player. And that's the most important thing for me. Overall, in terms of man of the match, I think I could go Fred. I could go Fred in this one. But no, I'm going to go Casemiro. I think Casemiro was very, very good in this match. Picked up a yellow card, but some of his passes were fantastic. His breaking up the play, really, really good as always. And that ball that he played for Weghorst in the first half when he hit the post, first time off his right hand, of his right boot, absolute peach. What a player Casemiro is. And he put in another very, very good professional performance across the pitch. I thought everybody did their job well tonight. I do think at times Anthony was a little bit frustrating. A couple of good chances, had a lovely shot go just over the bar. He caught it so sweetly on the volley, and his time will come. Anthony is still only a young player. He's only just turned 22, and he definitely is a player with a lot of time ahead of him, a lot of potential, and a lot of time to improve. Of course, players really are young until they're 25, 26. That's when they start to hit a more mature level, as we're seeing from Rashford. I have no fear with the likes of Anthony and Sancho, but I do think it's good to see those guys back and playing well this season. So, good to see Sancho back. Good to have Anthony involved. His goals will come, his assists will come. We know this already. We know how talented Anthony is, but that will all come in time. Overall, a positive performance for United. I think Weghorst was unlucky not to score that header. Of course, it did come off the bar, but he was very, very good. So guys, see a couple of people joining in with the stream. Good to see you guys as always. Welcome to the United Philosophy. If you want to get your comments in, how do you think the match went tonight? Will United go on to win the cup this season? Because what a What an achievement that could be for Erik ten Hag to win a trophy in his first season after United not winning a trophy in 6 long years. Of course, it's Manchester United versus Newcastle United in the final, and that will be it'll be a difficult match. Newcastle, a very hard team to break down, very hard team to beat, but I think United can get the job done. So guys, get your comments in down below. How do you feel about the match tonight? Are you happy with the performance? Who was your man of the match? Anybody you think had a poor game? Let me know in the comments. Let's get a debate going. Let's get the interactions going. As always guys, good to see you back here on the channel. So I think a very, very professional performance from United, and it's good to see us turn up in these matches and put teams away fairly easily. I don't think United were ever really overly stressed in this match. I don't think we were under a lot of pressure at any one time. And Nottingham Forest had a couple of chances, don't get me wrong, but certainly for me, United, comfortable winners, and that's good. It's good that we can go into these types of matches, turn up, put in a professional performance and win the match. Far too often over the last couple of years, United have dropped points, lost to teams, drew with teams who we should be beating, who are nowhere near at our level, but we just haven't put in the level of performance. We haven't put teams away. At the minute, I feel like United will put any team away. I feel very, very confident and very, very trusting in this team. I'm very trusting in the manager. So let's have a look at the stats for the night. So it'll kind of show everybody what we're seeing, and especially with the professional performance tonight. So 2-0 to Manchester United, 13 shots for United to Forest's 5. Of course, United 6 on target, Forest had 3 on target, so it was a pretty dominant display. 74% possession as well. Forest really did just come to sit on the break, trying to break things up, hit us on the counter attack, but United defended very, very well. We held on to the ball well, and we never ever looked in danger of dropping points, of them getting in behind and scoring a goal. United were very, very comfortable, and we see that reflected in the XG. Of course, Forest 0.75. Not the best. United actually could have scored more goals than what we did get tonight. Of course, Weghorst's header hitting the post. Very disappointing as well in the referee. United definitely should have had a penalty in that match. The Weghorst one was a stonewall penalty for me. I think there was a shout for a handball. Rashford, of course, went down. Garnacho went down. Definitely cases for penalties, and it's just not being given. And United haven't had consistent penalties in a very long time, ever since Jurgen Klopp came out with a statement saying United got far too many penalties. United have only had 6 penalties in the last 2 seasons. It's just not good enough. So yes guys, let's get a couple of quotes in. So quotes are coming through thick and fast as always from the manager, from the players. So Erik ten Hag is, the problem is the players haven't always been available until now. We've done a lot of compromise during the season, but if you want to win trophies, players have to be available, and I absolutely agree with that statement. And I think everybody in the chat and everybody who is a Manchester United fan would agree with that statement. It's very much a case that availability is so important. The reason why Anthony Martial is not first choice striker at United, the reason why Martial's career has stagnated, is because he isn't fit enough. He's always injured. He never gets a consistent run of matches. That's why Weghorst is starting ahead of him, and that is why, in my opinion, United need a big striker in the summer. I don't think the likes of Martial are going to make it at United at this rate. Their injury record speak for itself. Far too many injuries, far too much time missed, far too many matches missed, and it makes us weaker as a team. We can't rely on these guys. I know he's not the most popular player at the minute, but Harry Maguire is never ever injured, and that is a big positive for Maguire. His availability and his ability to stay fit is so important, and United players need that. You know, any player, if you're going to be top level, really need to be fit and available. So quick comment coming in there. I think your graphics look amazing. Thank you very much. We're trying to improve the graphics and improve the presentation, so thank you for the compliment. So let's have a look at some other stats coming through, just breaking out. So Luke Shaw says there's no point going to a final if you don't win it. I absolutely agree with that. The runners up are never remembered, and that is the truth. You go to a final, you go to win, and that's it. No ifs, no buts, but maybes. It's a one-off match. You have to turn up, beat the other team, put in a good performance, and hopefully pick up the win. That is the most important thing in this match coming up against Newcastle. Of course, very annoying that Bruno Guimaraes will not be suspended for this match. He picked up a red card in the previous tie against Southampton, but that will be served over the league campaign, unfortunately for Manchester United, because that would be great to have one of their best players out. But I'm very, very happy with the performance tonight, and I'm very happy with the quotes. We're seeing a winning mentality coming through from Erik ten Hag, from the likes of Luke Shaw. That is a great, great quote for any player to be coming out with. You don't just go to a final to take part, you go to win. And that's what United have lacked for a long time, is that killer instinct. We made cup finals under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but we never thought that we were going to win. United came up against teams who were cold, ruthless winners. We lost those matches. We lost to Villarreal in that final. Of course, there was the season before as well. Sevilla knocked us out of the Europa League. United need to turn up in the League Cup final, put Newcastle away, pick up the trophy. That is the only thing that matters in this match. Not performance, not highlights, not stats. It matters about winning. So a couple of people coming in. Professional job. Reds on their way to Wembley for the first time since 2017. Yeah, absolutely agree with there now. Professional job done. I actually think United's last Wembley match was FA Cup final under Jose Mourinho. I've got horrible flashbacks of Phil Jones trying to chase Eden Hazard back from the halfway line. Definitely one that is going to live long in the memory. So, a couple more quotes coming forward for you guys. So, Luke Shaw says, "This is where we want to be, playing in big matches and big finals and getting the club back to where it should be." Bruno Fernandes adds, "I'm really happy with the performance of the team for the goals we create. Obviously we have more chances and we could and should have scored more, but Nottingham defended quite well." Yeah, I agree with that. You'll see that reflected in the XG. United should have had 3 goals tonight, in my opinion. A couple of poor chances, and hitting the post as well was desperately, desperately unlucky. So guys, get it into the comments. Let me know who your man of the match was for today's match. For me, probably Casemiro. I think Fred is a good shout as well. I think Garnacho had a very good match against Nico Williams. Disappointing to see him come off, but he did look like he was losing his head a little bit. He looked like composure was slipping. Obviously, a key component of what Erik ten Hag wants at Manchester United is control. And when we have players who look to be out of control, they typically come off quite quickly. So that is that's something to be expected. So let me just pull up the match ratings for tonight. So pretty good across the board, professional, and you'll see that reflected. You'll see that reflected in the ratings that I've gone for in this one. So mostly 7s across the board. We have, of course, going to give Tom Heaton a 7. I thought he made a couple of good saves, came off his line well for one as well. So positive from Tom Heaton. Doesn't always play, of course, but it is good to see Tom Heaton get some minutes. Of course, he joined the club before Garnacho actually was born, so it's good to see Tom Heaton pick up some minutes. So moving into right back, I think Wan-Bissaka was quite positive. Just a professional performance, clean sheet at home, can't complain. That is a 7 again for me. Going to give Varane and Martinez both 7s. They never looked under any real danger. Forest a couple of chances, but they were very good and composed. Luke Shaw 7 as well. Moving forward, whole midfield is going to get 7s. I feel like I'm saying 7 a lot here, but it was just professional performance. Turn up, do the job, pick up a win, score a couple of goals, and move on into the final. I have gone for Antony and Weghorst both getting 6s. Of course, Weghorst very close to scoring, but he wasn't overall involved too much. I do think he suffers a bit from a lack of service. There's a lack of crosses going in for Manchester United, and I think Weghorst has been a little bit unlucky not to have more crosses put onto his head like what Casemiro produced. So comment in there from Racer Boy, do you think they will win? That actually was my next question. That is, so I'll get that into the chat there. So thanks for the comment, Racer Boy. Thank you very much for joining in. Yeah, I absolutely believe Manchester United can win the League Cup against Newcastle. Newcastle are a very solid team. They don't score a lot of goals, but they don't concede a lot. They have the best defensive record in Europe at the minute. But I do believe United can win this match. In the first match between United and Newcastle at Old Trafford, United should have won that match. We had the opportunities to win, but we didn't take them. United were denied a stone wall penalty as well. Dan Burn, of course, tripping up Jadon Sancho in that match. I absolutely believe United can win. So what do you guys think? Can United win the cup? Let me know down below in the comments. And as always, don't forget to hit subscribe if you do want to join in with the channel here, with a growing community, and there'll be daily videos coming up for the entire month of February. So stay tuned for much more content coming up. Be great to see you guys joining in as always. So, can United win the cup? I absolutely think so. A one-off match against anybody, I think we can win. Newcastle, they're a good team. They're playing very well. They're so strong defensively. They are scoring goals, but I think we will. I think we can win this match. Racer Boy says we can't. He says no, and new comment in there as well. Was what I definitely really badly pronounced your name, my friend, but was says, of course, we have the highest chance to win it. Umar from Uganda. Good to see you, Umar. Thank you very much for joining in with the channel. Good to see you here, my friend. So, of course we can win it. We're Manchester United in a cup final. Of course we can win the match. And honestly, and a lot of people might not agree, but I don't think there's many teams in world football that United can't beat on our day. Newcastle United are certainly one of those teams. They are drawing a lot of matches at the minute. They aren't scoring a lot of goals. Of course, it would be a job made easier if Bruno Guimaraes was suspended. Unfortunately, despite the fact he picked up a red card, he will serve that sentence on Premier League duty, so he will miss the next 3 matches from Newcastle. So that will weaken them in the league, but he will be back well rested for that final. One thing that does concern me, and perhaps Racer Boy might be thinking this, is United have so many matches coming up, and that's a real worry. We will be playing Barcelona before we play Newcastle United. We play Newcastle in the EFL Cup final, and then 3 days later we go away to Anfield to play Liverpool. So that is something to be concerned about. Santos needs to stop messing. I'm assuming that's about Anthony. So yeah, I do think there's frustrating elements about Anthony. He does kind of strike a picture of what Luis Nani was when he first came to the club. Little bit frustrating, little bit. You want him to be more direct. You want Anthony to use his pace, use his skills, his dribbling to take players on, beat a man, create a chance. Some like what Garnacho does on the other side. Garnacho's directness is the biggest attribute in his game. Anthony needs to show some more of that, in my opinion. There is always time and place for holding the ball up, beating a man, doing a few skills, but you need to have more end product. I do think Anthony is lacking a little bit, but I think he hasn't been as bad as what many people think this season, but he certainly can improve a lot. And I do think he will improve when United bring in Diogo Dalot back from injury as well. Having a proper striker to link up with will only help Anthony as well. He more time to bed himself and get used to United's team, get used to his teammates. He is only 22, so there certainly is time for him to improve. So it will be interesting. So, some really good quotes coming in here as well. Steve Cooper, Nottingham Forest manager. It's the first time I've seen Sancho since the World Cup in India, which is over 5 years ago. We speak regularly. It's nice to see him. I wish him well. Like all the players I've worked with, it's great to see him back. That's a good quote, and it's good to see some sportsmanship in the game. Very good to see Sancho back. I thought he was quite good. Racer Boy, who is your favourite player and why? Joe, I have always loved Marcus Rashford as a player. Even last season, when things weren't going well for him, I was always a Rashford fan. But I think I'll probably still go Rashford. Rashford will be my favourite player, but this season, my favourite player to watch is Casemiro. I love watching Casemiro play. Everything he does is so good, and there's so much quality. He really is a Rolls Royce of a centre midfielder, and he isn't just a defensive midfielder. He does so much with the ball. His passing is fantastic. He can carry the ball, tackle, set the pace. Am I thirsty? Yes, man. Just coming off a bad chest infection, sore throat and stuff, so water is helping me get through. If you know, you know. We always stay hydrated here on the stream, so don't worry about that. So let's get a couple of questions into the chat for you guys then. Here's one that a lot of people are talking about. Should United have rotated more? That's a big question, and a lot of people think that we should have. I myself would be in agreement with that. I think United should have had a couple more rotations. Thankfully, we didn't pick up any injuries, but having more players getting rested would have been good for us long term, I think. But I can't complain. We got Rashford rested tonight. We took Varane, we took Martinez, we took Casemiro off, we took Antony off, we took Weghorst off. That is plenty of subs, plenty of people getting some more minutes back in the tank, and as well having Sancho back will help us so much with our attacking options. And of course, let's not forget Sabitzer as well, recently signed last night from Bayern Munich, and there is a video up on the channel on Sabitzer, so if you guys want to check that out, find out some more about Sabitzer, we do a real good in-depth look at how he plays, where he will fit in, and he definitely is a good player. Santos rotated on the ball. That's a great comment, man. Yeah, I mean, this spinny trick he does, it can be a bit annoying. It annoyed a lot of people when he first did it. I mean, it's a harmless bit of fun, but I mean, I want more end product from the guy. If he scored a goal and then he's spinning on the ball, fair play to him. But let's get the goals first. Let's put some goals, some assists, create some chances before we're doing that, in my opinion. But there's always a time for things like that in football. So Erik ten Hag, new quote in. So it's great to go to Wembley, but it's far away for us. We bury the cup for now, and we look forward to Saturday against Crystal Palace. Definitely something that I've noticed with Erik ten Hag is his belief and his focus solely on the next game, and that is something that I love about Erik ten Hag, is that he wants us to be focused on the next match, and that is the most important. It's not a match down the line, it is you win the next match, and that's definitely prioritising. And speaking of prioritising, Niall McCabe in there with a comment, should prioritise winning the Carabao IMO. Ten Hag getting his first trophy in Feb of the first season will be a big statement. Do I absolutely agree with you? I know certainly from recent years, Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp and Jose Mourinho especially famed for looking to win the League Cup, because it takes place at a crucial part of the season. You're at the end of February, you're going into the run-in, and the extra confidence, the extra motivation you have, and the extra belief that you have already got a trophy in the bag definitely is a mental boost at a crucial time of the season. And if United win against Newcastle, that gives us a psychological edge against them. It'll mean that United go into this rest of the season competing for top 4 with a lot to prove, with a big motivation, and knowing that we've already beaten Newcastle, we've already won that first trophy. Getting the first trophy over the line will be so important for Erik ten Hag. It gets a monkey off the back of every manager. It's like a player. When a player comes into a club, it's all about when they score their first goal. With a manager, it's all about when they win that first trophy, and that is something that is very important. And it was part of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's undoing, is that he never ever won a trophy with Manchester United, and that's why he will always be seen the way he is by a lot of people in the fan base, as somebody who came in and did a good job for a while, but ultimately was out of his depth. So, some more quotes coming in here. Tom Heaton, of all people, has done an interview, so we'll get to those quotes right now, guys. So, Tom Heaton says, I'm always keen to learn and get opportunities. You try to make the most out of it. 2 clean sheets, and I'll be raring to go next time. He's a very professional player, Tom Heaton, of course, doesn't play a lot of matches, has come to United, doing a job and fulfilling a place in the squad, as he should be. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's good to see Tom Heaton get a match. David De Gea doesn't have to play every match across the season, and I thought he was solid. I thought he looked good, he came off his line quite well, and he made a couple of good saves, so fair play to Tom Heaton, another clean sheet for him. So Erik ten Hag says, we have to make a lot of compromises in the season so far. Hopefully now the players all back from injury are available, and if you want to win trophies, you need them available. You saw tonight you can bring a new dynamic off the bench. It's a good point. Having a squad is so crucial. It's why City have won so many league titles in a row, because they have that depth. And they don't just have players there for the sake of it to make up bodies. City have quality depth. The likes of Bernardo Silva, the likes of Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, all in that forward line, Erling Haaland, Gundogan, De Bruyne. United need more depth. When we look at our bench at the minute, we're looking at the likes of Fred, Scott McTominay to come on, Donny van de Beek when he has been fit, perhaps Martial, some youth players as well. So, Racer Boy in there with another comment. In my opinion, Santos looked better with blonde hair, both in physical features and on the pitch. Do you know, it might sound silly, but it could genuinely be a psychological thing. Players are fickle creatures. There are psychological things behind them. Of course, there's a famous story about David Beckham being forced to shave his mohawk off in the Old Trafford toilets because Alex Ferguson hated it, and That's sort of a psychological thing. Players are fickle. There are strange coincidences in football. People always say Anthony Martial plays better when he wears black gloves. It's just one of those things. But you never know. I mean, if he dyes his hair blonde and he starts playing better, maybe that'll be the reason why. So, get some more comments in there, guys. Do you think we should have rotated a little bit more in this match? Or do you agree with Eric Tenhag on that one? And we'll get another question in. So, let's move on to our new signing then. So, Marcel Sabitzer has come to Manchester United from Bayern Munich on loan. There was a video covering him yesterday, of course, and it was very out of the blue. Of course, Ten Hag in his press conference that morning said that there will be no real incomings or outgoings. He expected a quiet end to the season, but he did have a smirk on his face. He did give a little wink to the camera, and of course United brought in Marcel Sabitzer, and definitely out of the blue, but I think he's a very good player. I think he's been unlucky at Bayern Munich and it hasn't worked out for him, but there's still a player in there, and if United can get him back to what he was at RB Leipzig, he definitely could be a good player. So yes, of course, he is an Austrian international there as well. Capped around 70 times for them. He has captained their team before. He was the former captain of Red Bull Leipzig. He's a good player, and he comes in at a key time. United couldn't go into the rest of the season with our midfield options being Casemiro, Fred, McTominay and Bruno Fernandes. That's not enough depth, that's not enough quality. Christian Eriksen out until April. United actually went back to the manager, did something that they haven't done for a very long time, and that is live in the moment. United actually lived in the moment for once, and they went and they said, let's bring in a midfielder and let's see how that helps us for the rest of the season. And if United get top four because Sabitzer comes in, that will be absolutely fantastic. Just as easily as we could have lost top four or a trophy because we can't rotate because Christian Eriksen is out. Sabitzer comes in, a good player, has fallen out of favour at Bayern, but I back him, and I think Eric Ten Hag has a good eye for a player. I don't think he's got a signing wrong so far. So let's see what happens, and let's see what Sabitzer can do in the Manchester United shirt. So any more thoughts on Sabitzer, any thoughts on the match, make sure to get them into the comments. As always, guys, don't forget to subscribe to stay notified for all your content coming up. Going to be a video every single day in February, so join in and look forward to those videos. There will be plenty of coverage, previews, news, scout reports and opinion pieces as well. So it'll be great to see you guys on other videos and other lives coming up, and joining it in with the interactive community we are building here on the United Philosophy. So guys, Racer Boy, a good comment. Has Sabitzer proven himself, or was it a panicked loan? I think there was a really good point made. I actually think it was Mark Goldbridge made this point yesterday. He is a panic buy in the sense that we panicked because Eriksen was out until April, and that's why we bought him. But I think he could be a good player. I do think he could be a good option. So that's my thoughts. I think he is a good player, fallen out of favour. We've seen what he can do for Red Bull Leipzig. He did get his big move to Bayern Munich, and that wasn't based off just luck. It was based on him playing very, very well in the Bundesliga. There is, of course, a bit of a carryover problem with Bundesliga players, especially flair type players, creative type players. When they seem to come to the Premier League, they seem to struggle. Think Kai Havertz, think Timo Werner, think Mkhitaryan, Shinji Kagawa, all fantastic in the Bundesliga, but not good enough for the Premier League, just not suited. I think Sabitzer is more of an all-round midfielder. I think he's more of a powerful midfielder. He's strong, his pressing, his tackling, his work rate is very well suited to Premier League football, and he could come in and be a very good option until the end of the season. And this isn't a deal like United seem to want to make permanent. Of course, new owners coming in, they'll want to bring their own players in. Maybe Sabitzer, if he plays very well, gets brought back to Manchester United, but he will come in with a point to prove to Bayern Munich, with a point to prove to Manchester United, and let's see what happens. So there's Sean Forsyth in there as well. Good to see you, Sean. Yeah, I mean, overall very positive, thinking that I'm happy with the result tonight. I think United definitely stronger with Sabitzer in the team. Definitely will be a good option moving into the future, and for the rest of the season he will do a very, very good job. Of course, a big summer coming up. In the next couple of weeks, there will be news on Manchester United's new owners, something to look forward to, something for all United fans. This is the biggest thing that's happened to the club in many years, is the Glazers leaving and selling up. This is more important than Champions League football. Even winning a Premier League title wouldn't be as important as the Glazers going. What it represents is a change in attitude of Manchester United, that they want to win. There will be owners there to invest money because they want to win, not because they want to make money off the club, not because they want it to be a cash cow, because there will be owners there who will want to win and be ambitious. We can see what Todd Bowley has done at Chelsea. Whether you like him or not, he is certainly ambitious. He certainly wants Chelsea to win matches. He wants Chelsea competing for big trophies. United need to match that ambition. Manchester City are one of the best run clubs in the entire world. There's ambition there. Of course, Arsenal as well, doing very well this season, spent a lot of money in January. So United need to be ambitious. With the Glazers, that was never going to happen. If United were successful this season, it would be in spite of the Glazers, not because of them. But with new owners coming in, new dawn beckoning for Manchester United, exciting times are coming. United definitely going to be back in amongst the trophies with more ambition, and the financial power that Manchester United have as a club is so strong. We can outspend pretty much any team in Europe once we have the transfer debt repayments are paid off, whenever the club's debt is gone and United are no longer in debt, having to pay off hundreds of millions every year. You comment in there, Glazers that say they have money to put in so they can make more. I mean, the only reason the Glazers would stay was because they want to make more money, but you have to look at it from their point of view. Money is their motivator. If United are sold for 6 billion, that is a lot of money. The Glazers, of course, bought United for around 200 million. If they make 6 billion off that, that is a big profit, and that is enough for them to turn around and sell the club. And that's the figure being talked about in the media. That is the media talking about that. That is also the figure being touted in and amongst financial observers as well. 6 billion seems to be the amount. That'd be, roughly speaking, 500 million for the debt. That could be 3.5 billion to buy up all the Manchester United shares, and as well you'll probably see some sort of contractual agreement to pay off the Glazers, pay off the rest of the shareholders. United might go private as a business once again. United should never have been floated on the stock exchange in the first place. Sean Forsyth in there with a comment, Garnacho out there looking like a young Lee Sharp. Joe, Lee Sharp, what a player, what a man. Certainly loves a pint of Madry in hotel football. And yeah, that's genuinely something I said. Any of you guys, if you are in Manchester for a match, head over to Hotel Football every single Saturday before the matches kick off. There is a Manchester United legend doing a show there. You can bump into them. We bumped into Lee Sharp when we were over there a couple of weeks ago. So if you are over there, go check it out. And Gary Neville can thank me later with a couple of quid on PayPal. But yeah, overall, positive performance tonight into the cup final. Glazers selling up. United have brought players in this January transfer window to give us more options, more rotation. There's a lot to be positive about United. So Marcus Rashford has just put a photo up of Martial and Jadon Sancho and said, "My brother's by my side." It's good to see those guys back. It's good to see Jadon Sancho back in the team, and Martial as well. Martial, very frustrating player, of course, throughout his whole career, but having him back is definitely better than not having him at all. Gives us more options coming into a very busy period in the season. So Daniel, Auntie, good to see you in here, Daniel. Yeah, man, father. Yeah, man, good to see you. Did you catch the match tonight? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, I mean, a lot of positive things coming up for United fans, of course. Not a lot of positive things coming up for Liverpool fans. I would be deeply concerned at this point of the season if I was supporting the Scouse, but thankfully, yeah, that's just never going to happen. So, of course, a couple of people talking as well that Tenhag finished with a midfield three of Fred, Lindelof and Sancho. I mean, talk about experimental. The guy's just kind of winging it, and it's working. Ten Hag certainly has that Midas touch at the minute. Everything he turns seems to come off for him. If he wants to stick David De Gea up front, he'd probably bang in a hat-trick. That's genuinely the point we're at with Eric Ten Hag. Everything he touches seems to go right at the minute. Of course, new comment in there. Lingard injured in the warm-up. LMAFO. Yeah, I mean, he definitely. I think Lingard just wanted to talk to Rashford on the side of the pitch, maybe for the first half. I don't know. So, a couple more comments coming in there, guys. So good to see people joining in with the stream. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to United being into a cup final at long last. Of course, United did have that disastrous performance in the Europa League final. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of comments going in there. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but you guys have fun there as well. We'll just push on with the show. So, overall, very good performance tonight. Definitely very happy. United into the final, real chance to win a trophy. First final since that League Cup defeat the Europa League defeat against Villarreal. Roy Keane asked Tenhag for two tickets as well. Tenhag says, I think we can sort that out. I mean, yeah. Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Anything else you guys want to talk about? We'll open the floor up. Any comments going in? Any questions? Any thoughts? Get your opinions in the comments. Let's have a real good chat in the comments in the next half hour. So great to see so many people on a Wednesday night. Great to see you guys out here as always. And welcome to the channel if you are new. So I'll open the floor up. Any comments? Any questions? Get them in down below. And we'll go through them, we'll see what everybody else thinks. That's one of the best things about doing this show, is just the interactive nature. People genuinely having good conversations, and different opinions are always a great thing on these shows. So I'll pull a couple more quotes up for you guys just while we're waiting as well. So Luke Shaw gives Bruno Fernandes the official man of the match. I think Bruno had a good match. I would have went Casemiro myself, but Bruno certainly had a positive match. Of course, apparently Steve Cooper doesn't want to talk about the clash between Brennan Johnson and Garnacho. I think that's an interesting talking point. Yeah, I mean, Garnacho, as we know, does have that confident swagger about him. He has that. I'm pretty sure it was Rio Ferdinand called it the annoying gene, where he just annoys other players. He's a nuisance to be on the pitch. He's so confident. He just has that look about him, what top players seem to have. So, new comment in there coming from Azka Umar. Good to see you, my friend. Saying hi to you as well. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. So, what do you guys think about tonight's performance? What do you guys think about the match in general? And League Cup final, definitely a lot of things to be positive about if you're a United fan. A lot of things to look forward to. And this, I'm not going to say United are back, but it genuinely feels different this time as to what it did under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Those times where we were competing for trophies under Ole, you kind of felt that we were there, not on luck, but that a lot of it was down to individual brilliance, is what people would say it was, but a lot of it didn't. There was a lack of plan under Ole. Ten Hag has come in with a real plan, a real attitude, a real motivation, and a real sense of what he wants to accomplish. And it just seems a driven club, a club moving in the right direction, and everybody is pulling in the right direction. New comment in from Racer Boy. Good to see you, man. Rooney looked good tonight. Yeah, I mean, Wayne Rooney, like, obviously a very good looking man. I mean, what a player, to be fair to him. Definitely one of the most disrespected players, in my opinion. Doesn't get anywhere near the plaudits that he should. Racer Boy, has anyone ever told you that you kind of look like Bruno Fernandes? No hate. I don't think I've heard that one, to be fair, man. But I mean, I can kind of get it. I'm wearing a United top, got the beard and the similar hairstyle. Thankfully, I don't have ears like Bruno, and my teeth are a bit straighter. But overall, you know what? It's not a bad shout, man. Now McCabe, Uncle Heisenberg's piss boiling, table climbing, mighty Manchester Reds on the march again to Wembley. Joe, it's absolutely great to see that, mate. Absolutely fantastic to see United going to Wembley, gonna hopefully pick up a cup, build a bit of momentum, get moving forward, and everything is going in the right direction. There are signs of progress, and that's the biggest thing United fans wanted coming into this season. United fans, for the most part, weren't too weren't thinking we were going to do a title charge, weren't thinking we were going to compete for a lot of trophies. Progress, moving in the right direction, and having a clear plan was what United fans wanted coming into the season. And it looks like we can pick up some silverware along the way, potentially finish top 4 as well. And if we finish top 4, pick up a League Cup, compete for an FA Cup, have a decent run in Europa League as well, definitely will be a very, very good season. So more chats going in there. I can see Daniel popping up, chatting to Nell. I can see Racer Boy in there. It's great to see you guys getting involved. It is always fun on the show. It isn't all serious. We are here for a bit of a laugh as well. So yeah, ultimately very happy tonight. Definitely a lot of things to look forward to coming up for United, and I am feeling positive about the direction of this football club. We got the right man in charge, we got a good bunch of players, and with more additions coming up in the next couple of weeks, it'll be something to look forward to. An interesting comment actually I've just seen here on Twitter: does Cristiano Ronaldo get a medal if we win the cup? What do you guys think? Does Ronaldo deserve a medal if United win the League Cup, having played in the first 2 rounds of it? Let me know. I'd be surprised. I think that one might get lost in the post. Daniel Antique, go on. Read the Rashford comment. I haven't seen any Rashford comments. Yeah, I haven't seen any comments about Rashford. So I'll check here. Lingard. There's only one about Lingard. Sabitzer. No, man, I'm not saying any comments about Rashford. No, I'm not saying it. If it's the way you're phrasing it, I genuinely feel like I don't want to read this out. I might get banned if it's something offensive in the chat. I'll have to have a quick scroll through it there, guys. So yeah, ultimately, I'm happy enough. It's been good on with you guys. Good to see more people joining in. Some fresh faces on the channel. It's always great to see people joining in with the streams, in with the comments. It's great to go live after the matches, especially after we win a match, and that's the biggest thing. So, yeah, no, there's nothing there. So, Daniel, wait till my comment not go through. I do think the hold offensive comment is on. So if it is something offensive, good luck. Racer Boy, will Logan Paul and KSI ever become the sponsors of the EFL Cup, the Prime Cup? Do you know what, man? If Carabao can be sponsors of it, as well as that, I don't know if everybody remembers Empire being sponsored. There's been some ridiculous sponsors. We actually seen today. This is one probably Niall McCabe will enjoy if he's still on the live. South African Tourism Board spending 40% of its annual budget every season for the next 5 years to be sponsoring Tottenham Hotspur. The strange sponsorships do happen. So a Prime Cup is potential. Maybe we'll get the Wacky Wines Cup as well. Maybe that's something that you guys could look forward to. So yeah, I'm gonna have another drink here, so I'm gonna stay hydrated. Don't you worry, Racer Boy, as well. Staying hydrated as well, so gotta get the water in. It's actually saving my voice as well, because I would not be able to talk to you guys for 45 minutes so far without some water on the go. So things to look forward to. Good point here actually as well, I've just spotted on Twitter, is I don't think Fred's improvement is spoken about enough. If I'm being honest, he's so important for us, and the manager is clearly getting the best out of him. I agree with that there. I think Fred had a good season last year under Ranić, but definitely looks really good this year. Favourite Man United chant? That's a good question, Racer Boy. There's a couple I could go for. There's a lot of great chants. A lot of great chants. On a serious note, I always love "Will Never Die," especially when it's done right, especially whenever the whole crowd's getting in for it. There is another one as well that all the boys were singing in the Bishop's Blaze. Kicking a Blue, definitely a popular number. Always liked a bit of there's generally so many. The Rooney one's iconic. The Scholesy one, of course. many great United chants down the years. Sean Forsyth probably he would probably go for the Jisung Park chant for himself. What is your guys' favourite United chants? Get it down in the comments. We'll open the floor up. We'll have some more fun chats here. Now McCabe asking for more live streams. I am going to bring more streams as well. It's definitely something that I mean to get onto, because it's great to be on here talking to you guys. And we'll probably do more live streams coming up as well. I'll be live after Crystal Palace on Saturday. Maybe be live as well some stage over the weekend, maybe Sunday or Friday night as well. If any of you guys are up for that, let me know and we'll get it done. We'll get on. We'll have a chill stream, talk about all the football, not just talking about United as well. We're genuinely here for everything, especially watching this Liverpool demise this season. I think everybody in this chat, everyone in this stream is all here for the Liverpool demise this season, and what a glorious demise it has been. Imagine Chelsea now go on and don't get a Champions League football. I think that could be fantastic as well, because that actually will land them in financial fair play trouble. So more things to talk about coming up. Gonna be a couple more quotes coming through here, I'm sure. If anybody else wants to get their comments in, some of the earlier questions we were asking you guys: who was your man of the match today? What do you think about signing Sabitzer? Should we have rotated more? And the big one, can we win the cup? Because I think we can. Absolutely we can. Let's not enough talked about the fact Erik ten Hag took over a team in utter disarray and has absolutely smashed it, getting to a cup final at the first time of asking. Yeah, that's a great comment going in there. Daniel Ante, love the story about Ruud van Nistelrooy crying over him, thinking everyone was booing him or just saying his name. Yeah, I'll give you that one, because a lost in communication. Like the Mancunian English isn't very often spoke in the Netherlands, but usually when the Dutch come to Manchester, things tend to go well. So maybe there's another Ruud van Nistelrooy sitting in the Netherlands right now waiting for United to sign him. So moving on to that there question, guys, who is your dream signing for the summer? Obviously all United fans want a striker. Our lack of goal scoring options is a concern. Who's the dream striker? For me, I know I did a video on Harry Kane the other day. I think I'm going to go for Zeman. Definitely would be my preferred option. Racer Boy, Joel Glazer is going yeah, the Joel Glazer one's a classic. A lot of people loving singing it as well. Always sung at the ground, always sung on the way end, and always sung at every 1958 protest. So definitely a popular one at the minute. I do think that the Glazer chants will die down once the Glazers are gone, but we should never forget and never get complacent as to what has happened at United Football Club, and that is something that United can't forget. And I do think there is more protection for clubs now, and the Glazer takeovers can't happen. Daniel Ante with a comment: Andy Carroll, just bring him in just so he can break Casemiro in training. I don't think that's the best idea. Andy Carroll, one of the worst players I've probably seen in a long time. He just looks so shot, and I'm genuinely wondering why he was still playing football for Reading. Of course, Liverpool brought him in. I'm sure you're an expert on Andy Carroll. What a transfer window that was. Luis Suarez, racist. Andy Carroll, crap. Fantastic window. Andy Carroll might go for Reckon Eriksson. Once a Scouse, always a Scouse. I feel like we should ban Scouse from the comments, but we're inclusive. I trust you guys to fire back in the chat there as well. But yeah, I mean, overall, very good, very good match tonight. Good to see Sabitzer coming in to recover the lack of rotation we'd have, especially with Eriksson being injured. Means we're not going to be subjected to Scott McTominay playing every single week, which I'm sure a lot of people are very happy about. Coming up, so a couple of people as well. I don't know if everybody watched the match on Sky tonight. I think the coverage was absolutely appalling. They had Ali McCoist on last night for the Newcastle match, and it was absolutely fantastic. And then all of a sudden, we're hopping on over tonight into two of the worst commentators I've ever seen, and ultimately one of the worst refereeing performances I've seen in a while as well. Stonewall penalty not given. Favourite sign would be Conor McMenamin from Glentoran, great form from this year. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you now, mate. What about Paddy McLean as well? Could probably do a better job than Harry Maguire, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, as well, I actually think it's interesting that I think one of the United youth keepers went on loan to Portadown FC. That was a surprising one. Any fans of football here in Northern Ireland want to fill me in on that? Far away. So ultimately, I'm a happy man tonight, sitting here 2-0 on the night, 5-0 on aggregate, and it's great to see more people joining in with the stream. Welcome to the stream as always, guys. Great to see more people on here. Get your comments in down below. Be good to hear from you guys. And yeah, I mean, a lot of positives tonight, a lot of things to look forward to. Most of all, trip to Wembley, trip to the League Cup final, and if United win it, what a great way to start Erik ten Hag's managerial reign, with a trophy at Manchester United, moving into the rest of the season. More confidence, more belief in ourselves, and knowing that we can go and win trophies and go the distance in cup competitions. Unfortunately, we won't be winning any league titles this year, but certainly for me, there's definitely real potential to win at least one trophy this season, potentially even an FA Cup as well. Now McCabe says Neal Maccabi from Al Nazir FC. Yeah, what a player, man. I believe he scored 800 goals in his career, you know, more than Ronaldo, according to some taxi drivers. It's an inside joke for you guys, but yeah, I mean, will be interesting to see what happens, and it'll definitely be a big summer transfer window coming up, so something to look forward to. See a lot of people online not happy about not happy at all about the refereeing performance. It was a stonewall penalty on Wout Weghorst, absolutely no doubt in my opinion, and just wasn't given. And it always came from Jurgen Klopp complaining about Manchester United having too many penalties, and all of a sudden 6 penalties in 2 seasons after that. That's just, that type of drop off doesn't happen. So now McCabe, Portadown loan signing until the end of the season. Shame he went there. We will have to be washed regularly before returning to Old Trafford from Shamrock Park. The dive. Yeah, I mean, absolutely agree with that, mate. Just typical Portadown. Daniel in there with another comment. What about Menya coming through at RB Salzburg? I'm actually not too familiar with Menya. In terms of Salzburg, I'm probably most familiar with Benjamin Sesko. Do think he will be a good player, and I mean, there is talk that Leipzig could sell him before he even plays a match for them, so that could be something to look forward to. They sell him on to United for a profit. Will be a real bit of rigging the books as well, because that'll just mean Salzburg have profited. That'll mean, of course, that Leipzig have profited from the one player without actually kicking a ball. A little bit underhand tactics there, but I mean, could be interesting. Daniel Ante, I feel like I've just been like trolled or something here. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You'll get baited every once in a while, especially when you're tired, like, and you've been working all day. So it's a possibility. That overtime just killed today as well, like, so not good. But absolutely delighted with the performance tonight. I think it's been a good stream. It's been great talking to you guys. As always, we'll stay on live for another while or so, just so you guys get some more comments in. It's an open floor. Any discussion, any comments, any debates you guys want to have, let me know down below, and we will have it. We will talk all about the upcoming matches. Moving forward, of course, United take on Crystal Palace next, in what will be a chance for revenge after very disappointing draw at Selhurst Park. Will be a difficult match. Of course, Crystal Palace are a hard team to beat, but I back us in that match. I think we absolutely can win that. And then we go twice in a row against Leeds United. Doubleheader against Leeds it'll be interesting. I am looking forward to that. certainly put a couple of goals past Leeds, home and away. Will be a great week, and I'm sure there's many people in the chat looking forward to United versus Leeds. And let's beat them again. I mean, we've beat them comfortably every single time we've played them since they've come back up, and let's make this no different. Let's go to Old Trafford, Elm Road, smash them up home and away, take another big 6 points, beat Palace as well, pick up 9 points from the next 3 matches, and let's see where it leaves us. United could move up that league table, leapfrog Newcastle United, and really cement a top 4 position. So, any thoughts on those matches coming up, guys? Sure, a lot of people talking, and looking forward to the Leeds match. Any thoughts on Rory Jeffers from Lisburn Distillery? I mean, if you don't know, get to know. He really is a young prodigy coming through at Distillery, even though Distillery aren't a Lisburn team, as some people will know. But yeah, I mean, big matches coming forward, big matches coming up, and it will be exciting. And United with a great opportunity to really move up the league table. And with big matches coming up on the horizon, League Cup final, Barcelona in the Europa League, Liverpool at Anfield, 3 massive matches at the end of the month. Let's go into those with a bit of form. Let's go into those with momentum behind us, with the belief that we can go to the Camp Nou, that we can go to Wembley, we can go to Anfield and win those matches as well. United can beat any team on their day. In my opinion, there isn't too many teams better than us at the minute, and certainly we can win all the matches coming up, in my opinion. Of course, you can't win them all, you will drop points along the way, but what's most important is you turn up in the big matches, you beat your rivals, and we've done that very well so far this season. So if we can do it again against Liverpool at Anfield, that will be massively positive, in my opinion, and will be something to look forward to. So guys, with all that in mind, and with the fact my voice is going, probably going to end the stream here. Thank you very much for watching. As always, don't forget to subscribe if you are new and you want to join in with the channel, United Philosophy, brand new channel here on YouTube. Lots of content coming up, daily videos for all of February. Looking forward to seeing you guys on all of them. We'll be live after every single match and a couple of times as well during the week. So don't forget to join us for those. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night, guys. I will see you later.